Yep. And we return for another one of these pro wrestling reviews. I was considering giving up this series, but after the wrestler formerly known as Tyler Black, I'm not going to say his name because I think he's a cunt-faced wanker. Yeah, YouTube's going to get me for that. Yeah, after Emu's banging the Irish tart, said that no one cares about your opinion, I decided to keep this going. Anyway, I resubscribed to Independent Wrestling TV, a streaming service which you will find to be quite entertaining if you're into that kind of thing, but at the same time, there's a lot on there and it's very hard to keep up. Unless you're like terminally unemployed and on the permadole, as we say in the UK, yeah, woof. Anyway, let's get to the nitty gritty. I watched Deathproof Fightclub, and I watched their Deathproof tournament, which took place on the 11th of October, 2025, and was uploaded towards the mid to end of November. I can't remember the exact date, and I can't be bothered to look it up. Anyway, we get no commentary, and this is a Canadian deathmatch league. At one point was owned by Steve Corino. Well, co-owned by him, and a wrestler called Warhead, who we will see in this tournament. And yes, there will be spoilers because it's a tournament. How else am I going to review it? Anyway, we start, and I want to stress, the intro is just pure 2000s rap metal cringe at its finest. You know what I'm talking about. You know, it's not quite Limp Bizkit. It's not POD. If you liked POD, there is something severely wrong with you. It's somehow, probably the local third tier band that sound like POD. Also, as we start the show, as an Englishman, I saw a little old woman who I would suspect to be between her mid-60s to mid-70s, wearing an England shirt in Canada. 3 lines down the shirt. Someday, it's coming home. Anyway, we get music errors before the tournament even starts. Mickey Knuckles breaks the trophy by touching it before it even starts when all the wrestlers are in the ring. We get a group photo which looks awkward, and I want to stress this league was once owned by Steve Corino. We also get a sweep chant because Adrian Reigns, I believe that's his name, I've got it written down on another page, comes out and starts sweeping the ring, and the crowd starts chanting, "Sweep, sweep, sweep." And because it's his birthday this week, well, the week this was shot, he gets a title shot. We also get a sweary couples quiff between Matt Cash and Jesse Mack. And they're arguing over the Deathproof Tough as Nails Championship as who should defend it on this thing, and she decided her because she's cuter. And I want to stress we get all of that 40 minutes in, and it's not even been a single bloody match yet. Well, 40 minutes in. This is indie wrestling at its finest. Anyway, first match is a 100 cheese graters death match. Was there exactly 100 cheese graters? Absolutely no fucking way was there. Did I count them? No. Do I want to? No. But they were tiny, and there was no way in hell there was 100. And we get Mickey Knuckles versus Matt Cash. And less than 3 seconds in, a crutch which is wrapped in mini cheese graters is cracked right across Mickey's head. We get some punches. We get a sodomy spot from Mickey to Matt with said crutch. Corner senton from Matt, followed by a shoulders to corner spot, where they dive it, where they go to TRs, but they move. Mickey, who I should stress is wearing some kind of shoulder sling. I don't know what the technical term is. She goes straight into it like Bill Goldberg against Jericho at Bad Blood 2003, and she is cussing like a motherfucker, and she sold the absolute shit out of it. We get the Samoan arse attack. At some point, Mickey is bleeding, And then the match goes into a shop setup. You know, we got to set up the chair, we got to set up another chair, now we got to put the board on top of it. We then get, you know, the spot with the cheese graters. This is a very slow match at this point. Matt hits a AA through the board, 2 count, and of course it was a 2 count because there was 1 board left, so we've got 2 boards and a crutch wrapped in cheese graters. Say what you want about IWA East Coast with Madman Pondo as the promoter, but at least they had a budget. Say what you want about IWA Mid-South with Ian Rotten, but at least we had a budget for these death matches, even if they were a bit, but still. Anyway, where was I on my notes? Mickey, what is this? Mickey used a, what the fuck is that? Something to punch Matt in the dick. A fan called Mickey a fat bitch. And as they were going through the moves, a fan collapsed. Don't ask me why. Mickey hits an overnight suplex through the board. The crowd cares more about the fan who's having a medical emergency. And 1, 2, 3. Oh, according to my notes, this match ended before the 30-minute mark of the show, and everything I said up to this point has happened before 30 minutes in. This is indie wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. Next match, we get barbed wire shit match, which basically, that's not what it was called, but it might as well be. We get barbed wire that's made to look like slinkies on a little board. We get Wade Allen, who is a fat guy with a very shit chest tattoo. We get a crutch and a board as well. We also get Jesse Mack, and Jesse brought a bin with weapons. This match was made for the Tough as Nails Championship, which I must confess is a lovely looking championship. We start with some weak forearms, which do not phase Wade at all from Jesse. Jesse grabs a stick, wraps him in the wire, but gets grated in the forehead, whacked with it, and then we start seeing some Kawada kicks, which a fan shouted out. He went, "Kawada!" Bing gets put on Jesse's head and whacked with a stick, which is a spot I will hate and always hate. It does not hurt. Why? Wade puts barbed wire. Wade sets the trash can up so that way it's like this. He then gets a barbed wire wrapped toilet seat, puts it on the trash can, and he's about to do something, but he runs the ropes, and you know the Raven spot where he would do it, where he'd drop toe hold him into the chair? Well, Mac went to drop toe hold Wayne Allen into this toilet seat on a trash can, but the toilet seat fell off, and he just went right on the trash can lid. Indie wrestling. Oh, wait. Yeah, as this match was going on, the crowd definitely were on the side of Jesse Mack. Oh, and I should mention the ref, the woman ref, had a very, very high-pitched voice, which the crowd seemed to find funny, and she wore face protection. You know, one of those riot shield face protection things. Absolutely ridiculous. And the match ends with Jesse just straight up kicking Wade through a board and then doing a awkward rope hung pile driver onto the barbed wire slinky board. As you can tell, I'm really enjoying this. Next up, Lego Death Match in a very, very pointless match because Adrian Rain as in Blood Rain, is getting a title shot anyway because it was his birthday. Lisa, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Lisa. And the birthday boy takes on Joshua Sin, spelled S-Y-M, like Jim Cornette's wife. Anyway, we get a hip toss to start with. Ooh. We get some kicks. Ooh. And then suddenly, Joshua grabs a Lego build and just absolutely belts Adrian with it. We get Legos covered on a tiny tick guitar, a Lego wrapped baseball bat. But we do get a Lego wrapped baseball bat, right? White Russian leg sweep by Aiden, followed by a shitty curb stomp that did not even look like it hit. Sin hits a DDT, then leg drop. Then what's this? Then fighting on the floor. Oh wait, hang on. Then post. Oh yeah, that's it. We get a corner leg on the floor from a pumpkin, only to back suplexed into. Oh yeah. Basically, he sets up a pumpkin and gets suplexed onto it. I think. Oh, fuck, I don't care. Anyway, Singh gets his shoes removed, gets beaten with them, and while he's stunned, he hits a shitty marching direct back suplex into Lego for a 2 count. Not that it matters, because Adrian just drops Sin feet first into Lego, then Bulldog DDTs him, with the opponents looking that way. It looks like they're going for Bulldog, but they turn to a DDT. Into Lego, 1, 2, 3. Next, we get the Pumpkins deathmatch. We get Robin Alexis Grace versus co-promoter, current full-time promoter of this league, Warhead. And Warhead skews a fan on the way to the ring, and the fan, the fan did not even sell it. The fan didn't even take his head up from his phone. He was just like this. Yeah, I got skewered, motherfucker. And then we get Warhead walking around the ring, and he skewers a 60-something-year-old man who looked like he was about to die. The match starts with Robin throwing sweets from one of the pumpkin at a crowd, but then Warhead broke their fun. Then it got snapped back in by Robin. We get some shitty technical wrestling. One of the pumpkins exploded in Warhead's face. One had barbed wire. One had a stun gun. And a photo of Jesse Mack, which got stapled right into Warhead's cheeks. And and then that staple gun and the pictures in that pumpkin got staple gun to Robin's them tits and arsehole. Cheese graters to the back with a suplex from Warhead. We get a table spot, and the table says, "Congratulations, Paul and Jen, August 23rd, 2025. Lovely. Robin humps Warhead in the face while instead of doing the 1, 2, 3 corner count spot, it's hump, 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 with the crowd chanting, "She's got balls." Warhead then uses this to powerbomb Robin through the aforementioned table. 1, 2, 3. And then we hear Warhead's very shitty entrance music, which is a crap remix of Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. Semi-final match, board covered in random shit. And it's Adrian versus Mickey Knuckles. Mickey broke kayfabe to say, "Hey, don't hurt my arm. Show respect to the Necro Butcher." Apparently she told a doctor who told her to pull out of this tournament to suck her dick. Where are we? She lists off her injuries, blah, 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 praises Necro Butcher, asks Adrian, as I mentioned, not to hit him in the shoulder. Adrian gets 2 cheers. They do that punchy spot, which sucked. The punch, the boom, while sat in the chair, the bar fight spot, it looked like dog shit. And, oh, God. We get teasers with the nail boards. We get... Mickey gets put through the carpet strap board, which, okay, I guess. We get a rope show. Mickey Knuckles goes carpet straps. Adrian gets suplexed through the cheese grater board with a Northern Lights, but he completely misses it, but his feet touch it, and that breaks the board. Nice time in there. Shitty Northern Light suplex onto the nail board by Mickey, and then a German suplex onto a cactus board by Mickey Knuckles, which looked like absolute dog shit. And honestly, all I wrote in my notes is it says, "Thank fuck that is over." And suddenly we get a guy in a mask who turns out to be Jesse Amondo. Amondo? I may have pronounced that wrong, but whatever. They never say his name out right. Well, they do, but I can't bother to remember how I pronounced it. I watched this show like 2 days ago. He comes, he beats the ref up. He's got his mates beating up the ref. He cuts a shitty promo, and none of these guys look scary. One of them looks like a balding middle-aged man who works in a warehouse and hasn't hit the gym since 1996. And the announcer calls him the Bloodstained Hurricane, Jesse Amado. Next match is Jesse Mack versus Warhead. Bored with mouse traps. Bored with forks. Plastic forks. Dildo chair. Indie wrestling. Jesse puts Warhead hand first. Oh wait, no, excuse me. Jesse put Warhead in a headlock and just went, boobies. I don't know why, but for some reason I get the very, very uncomfortable feeling watching this match. And after that, she got atomic dropped into that chair, the aforementioned chair with the wibbly wobblies on it. We get a lot of suggestive spots, and I've also wrote my notes, what am I doing with my life? We get a double chair set up with a forkboard. Jesse gets slammed into it. Warhead gets his hands put into a mousetrap. This match sucks, I've written. Those fat gits from earlier show up. Warhead gets weed whacked by the Jesse man. Cash and Adrian show up. The match continues. And Warhead Warhead gets head scissor DDT'd. And it's a sack of shit, and I don't care anymore. Anyway, for the finals, Mickey Knuckles versus Jesse Mack. At least we have a lot of weapons in this one. We've got laminated hand posters, which go up Jesse's arse. We get a keyboard up Mickey's arse. Jesse targets Mickey's arms, which leads to Mickey shouting, "Cunt!" and "Bitch!" at her. We get punches with a thumbtack covered Hulk glove. Go around the venue. Mickey bounces Jesse's head off a dinner table. The crowd love this. Back suplex onto forks on an apron by Mickey. DDT on chair by Jesse. Mickey hits a leg lock. We get a shit escape from that. Shit flip bulldog. Shit pump handle slam onto a bin by Mickey. Barbed wire board tease. Back with cheese grater. Jesse makes a fucking comeback just to get kendo sticks, set up the board. Mickey eats shit, thank fuck it's over. Scathing promo from Mickey, but she did say nice things about Jesse Mack, but she did make some subtle digs at Ian Rotten. Anyway, I want to also point out that Mickey Knuckles is still undefeated in TNA, and as Jesse celebrates winning this deathmatch tournament, her husband, Matt Cash, comes out with a shirt on it that says, "God is a weapon" on the front with a picture of an AK-47, and on the back, "Protect the children." Three out of 10.